to run the football, the play action passing, the shots down the field, and they've got to get back to that. You think back to the success they've had against Seattle last season. They ran the football very, very effectively.
For more on the Rams, down to the field, here's Aaron Andrews.
Well, Michael Brocker said it perfectly after the loss to Tampa Bay at home, Joe. He said, "We were served a piece of humble pie." Some other good quotes coming from that defeat. Sean McVay talking about it was a real wake-up call to everybody. Eric Weddle wanting to burn the film, just burn it and move on. And Aaron Donald saying, "You can throw your pity party, but we got to get back to work. It's a short week." Eric Weddle telling me, that game on Sunday, it just spiraled. He said we couldn't turn the tide. He said it was a complete disaster, but it happens. And he said when we were down 21-0, some teams would have folded. We fought our way back, but the Rams, he said, we just couldn't finish it. He said the good news, it is a short week. We do have a Thursday night game, and he called that a blessing in disguise. For more on the Seattle Seahawks, let's send it over to Christina Pink.
Well, who gets better in their 8th NFL season? Well, Russell Wilson, that too, 8 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and he's currently on pace for the 2nd highest completion percentage in NFL history. So what's the difference this season? He's really got a command of the offense. In his 2nd year with offensive coordinator Brian Schottenheimer telling us they've really mastered the way that they play. You see it in the tempo that he plays with, and he takes pride in making better decisions. Joe?
All right, thank you. Nice moment here before tonight's game as they added to the Ring of Honor the late Paul Allen. Purchased the team back in 1997 after Ken Behring attempted to move the team to Southern California from Seattle. Co-founded Microsoft, and under his leadership the Seahawks went to 3 Super Bowls and won it. We were there over in Jersey in Super Bowl 48. Spanish language broadcast available tonight on Fox Deportes. Glad you're with us. I think these are 2 teams that are itching to go at one another and answer some questions, as you heard from down on the field. The short week, and at least for the Rams, they're happy about it because they want to flush what happened on Sunday against the Bucs.
Yeah, and you think about it, I mean, obviously these 2 teams contending and trying to keep pace with the San Francisco 49ers, who are 3-0.
Rams won the toss. They defer, so Seattle will start after the kickoff goes out of the back of the end zone at their own 25, and Russell Wilson, as I said earlier, has been nothing but a winner. A career record of 78, 37, and 1. He won Super Bowl 48. Christina talked about the completion percentage, which is #1 in the NFL. They take their shots with him, but we expect to see a lot of Chris Carson and Rashad Penny, who's missed the last 2 games with a bad hamstring.
Yeah, I mean, you think about Russell Wilson and some of the great starts that he's gotten off to, yet this is as good as any of them.
Here's Carson, well played by this Rams defense. And a good start, a gain of just 2 as Clay Matthews and Brockers combine on the stop. Here's the Seahawks offense, 13th overall. 16th running the ball. They led the NFL running it a year ago. Their offensive line, which you think might be, if not the best, one of the best since Pete Carroll's been here.
Well, it seems that every year we've talked about the holes within that offensive line. This group's far from perfect, but I do think they're an improved group.
Wilson under pressure, able to get rid of it. Short completion, and a flag is down. Back in the area where Wilson got rid of the football. Pressured by Dante Fowler on that play. Here's the call.
Holding, offense, number 70. 10-yard penalty, 2nd down.
They get Mike Upati, who's making his 118th start in his NFL career.
Well, Dante Fowler, you're going to see they run a twist. The Rams do on defense, and Upati he's a big man. He just simply does not move that well. They do not handle that stunt by the Rams very well at all. Right just after I said that they're an improved group, they give up a hold and pressure on Wilson.
Brings about 2nd and 18. Wilson flushed out to his left. Pass is caught short of a 1st down as Jerron Brown. And the 2 teams fight after the whistle as that ball came out. Marcus Peters was out there in coverage, and it's Peters who ended up with the football. But they're going to rule Jerron Brown out of bounds, I believe, and we may have a challenge. There's the pressure, but let's take a look at the end of it. As Nickel Roby-Coleman forced it out, and we will get a challenge from Sean McVay. Could be an early turnover. Roby-Coleman forced it. McVay wants him to look at it again. Well, as we welcome you back to Thursday Night Football presented by Bud Light Platinum, we think we've seen an early turnover. Jerron Brown along the sideline. Nickel Roby-Coleman, who was the one that delivered that shot heard around the NFL during the NFC Championship game last January in New Orleans, forced it out, and Marcus Peters was there, and Mike Pereira. This looks like a clear takeaway.
Yeah, it is, Joe, and they had to look. Number one, was the ball out, and it was, and then number two, did it get touched by anyone that was out of bounds, which they could prove that it wasn't. It was a clear recovery, so it is the right decision to turn it over and give the ball to the Rams.
The Rams offense is out there. The Seattle defense is out there. We still haven't had the official announcement yet. Here it is.
After reviewing the play, the pass was caught and the ball was fumbled before the runner went out of bounds. Los Angeles recovered the ball inbounds, and by rule, they are not allowed to advance the ball. The recovery was at the 33-yard line, and at the time of the recovery, the game clock was to 13 minutes, 47 seconds. That is what we need to reset the clock to, 13:47.
Now that's an explanation.
That was impressive.
That was impressive.
Might have a teleprompter on that camera.
There's Aaron Donald. He comes in and he put a pretty good hit there on Russell Wilson. So under pressure on his two pass attempts, Jerron Brown was awfully careless with the ball, just in how he was handling it, that allowed Nickel Roby to then knock it loose.
From the 33, the Rams take over. See what they do with this early chance. And here's Gurley trying to answer questions tonight. Lowers his shoulder, and a good start for Todd Gurley. Two-time All-Pro, was the NFL's Offensive Player of the Year 2 seasons ago, and this was a strong run.
Yeah, it really was, and Seattle immediately comes out in that defensive front with 6 defenders across the line of scrimmage that has given this Rams offense some trouble. You see right here the way they stack the line. It forces one-on-one blocks, and they come out on it in the first play, and they pick up a nice gain.
Here's Gurley wrapped up in the backfield, and a nice play is made by Poona Ford. A loss of 5. And they love this free agent from Texas.
Well, Joe Noteboom, the left guard, he's being asked then to make a really tough block on Poona Ford. You're going to see here, he's got to try to come down and cut that off. That's not easy to do when you're running the wide stretch play like the Rams were.
Now 3rd down and 6. Goff throws, pass is incomplete. That was Gerald Everett. Pretty good throw by Goff, but along the sideline, Everett could not haul it in. And that'll bring up 4th down, and a strong bit of work by this Seahawks defense.
Yeah, you're not kidding. I mean, you give the ball to the Rams, you know, with that part of the field, and they go a 3 and out. They challenged those wide receivers there on 3rd down. They were right up in their faces, and that's good defense.
47-yard try by Greg Zuerlein. He's able to bend it in. And the Rams get that early takeaway, turn it into 3 points. Carroll pumped up the way his defense just responded. Well, Dick Butkus called the fearsome foursome the most dominant line in football history. You saw those players, Lundy, Brown, Olsen, Deacon Jones, and then there's the great Jack Youngblood Rams defensive end. The Hall of Famer played from 71 to 84, and I know was a favorite of yours growing up.
Love Jack Youngblood. I loved the Rams growing up in Southern California. I can name practically that entire roster. And I've had the privilege of getting to know Jack here in recent years, and he is a total stud. Love him.
Zerline into the end zone where Tyler Lockett takes a knee. So after the fumble by Jerron Brown, which by the way is the 5th lost fumble by the Seahawks here in 2019 as they're playing in their 5th game. They lost 4 all of last year. The Rams turned that into 3 points.
Yeah, and you think about it, Joe. I mean, the momentum shift once the Rams were able to get the takeaway. They give the ball to their offense with great field position. They pick up 9 yards with Gurley on first down, and yet still are forced into a 3-and-out. And so that's pretty demoralizing for that Rams sidelines, not coming away with more.
Wilson keeps and then just throws it away under pressure by Fowler. And it will bring up 2nd down and 10. This is a Rams defense that on Sunday allowed Jameis Winston to throw for 385 and 4 touchdowns. You see they're tied for 10th overall here at the start of the 2019 season, and Troy Reeder steps in for the injured Bryce Hager in one of the inside linebacker spots. 2nd and 10. Here is a handoff to Carson, and Carson on 2nd and 10 gets 4. Littleton is the first one there for LA.
Yeah, I think you said it, Joe, that this defense, they really have something to prove. We heard Aaron Andrews to kick off this game and talking with Eric Weddle and Aaron Donald, and you know how they want to put it behind them. It's a good quick turnaround here on Thursday night against a divisional opponent that they know very well. The early signs are they're pretty motivated after that embarrassment on Sunday to Tampa Bay.
Yeah, Russell Wilson's been under pressure all 3 times he's dropped back. On 3rd down, they hand it, and a first down carry by Chris Carson. Survived a hit and then fell forward to get just enough for a fresh set of downs.
Well, the Rams, of course, go to 6 defensive backs. DJ Fluker, he makes the block right there in the middle on Reeder, and that kind of opens it up, opens up that lane. Excuse me, that was Ebukam is the nickel linebacker in there, who he's able to get on him, and just a good call running the ball against that look.
Here's Carson. He is bottled up behind the line of scrimmage as Brockers got through. Aaron Donald also with heavy penetration, and you and I were talking during the break with all the film you watch of this Rams defense, how impressed you are every time at number 99, because right now he does not have typical Aaron Donald numbers.
And he's one of those players you just cannot look at the stats at the end of a game and have any indication as to how dominant he is. I've never watched a Rams defense play and not come away totally impressed with Aaron Donald.
Here is Wilson, just able to get rid of it, and there is Aaron Donald right in the face of Russell Wilson, and number 3 was just lucky to get rid of the football.
Well, here he is. Now he's on the right guard, DJ Fluker, and I mean, he moves around, and I assure you, whether it's Fluker or Upati at the left guard position, they do not want to see 99 lined up against him. On the first possession, he went right through Upati and got the hit on Wilson. This time he goes right through Fluker. It just simply does not matter. And this time he's out here, and this time Ifedi better watch out.
3rd down and 13. Quick throw. That's the tight end, Disley. And he's going to be brought down short of a first down. Nickel Roby-Coleman. And yet again, there's Aaron Donald with pressure, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, and Russell Wilson's 5'11", and I'm not sure how he even saw where to go with that ball. I mean, he put Ifedi right back into Russell Wilson's lap.
Good start for this Rams defense. And Michael Dixon to punt. JoJo Natson with a little room in front of him. Natson making moves out beyond the 30, and a good return by JoJo Natson, who is 5'7", 153. 15-yard return. Rams have it up 3. Welcome back to Thursday Night Football at CenturyLink Field, presented by Bud Light Platinum. We're up above on this chilly evening. Aerial coverage brought to you by State Farm. Second possession for the Rams. They start at their own 31. 517 yards last week against the Bucs. But he threw 3 picks, fumbled once. He's turned it over 9 times this season. Handoff is to Gurley, and over the right side, he's able to get 4. Quentin Jefferson on the tackle for Seattle.
It is pretty interesting that for a guy who throws for over 500 yards, you say, you know, it really wasn't all that great. Anybody who watched the game would say he didn't play particularly well, and not just because of the turnovers either. I mean, he missed some guys that would have probably changed the outcome of that game, and he's missed more players through 4 games than he may have missed all of last year.
They mark Gurley down at the 34. So 2nd and 7. Goff backpedaling. What a throw. Everett. That was a thing of beauty with Goff not even able to step into that throw. Delivers a strike for 22.
Well, I love the way Jared Goff throws the football. I mean, he is as accurate as they come, and the key is, like most quarterbacks, he has to have time in the pocket. Where he struggles is navigating the pressure. He's a little too lax with pressure in his face.
Goff, Gurley, forced out of bounds by K.J. Wright. And a gain of 2. So a 3-1 team, Troy, but with big question marks on their offensive line with their all-pro running back. And you talked about it. New left guard, new center. Roger Saffold is with the Titans. John Sullivan is with his family.
Well, I think that it's easy to point at Noteboom and Allen because they're the newcomers, if you will. But none of those guys have played very well.
2nd down and 8, and here is Gurley with a head of steam and a first down carry out of bounds near the 30. And a good block by the tight end Gerald Everett. A carry of 12 yards by Gurley.
Well, they go with the jet sweep motion across. He knows it's man coverage there. You get the kick out from Everett, and then it's one-on-one on the safety. The Seattle Seahawks have played more coverage this year than I've seen them ever play with Pete Carroll, with 2 deep safeties, and so you get some running lanes like that at times.
Here's another handoff to Gurley, and if there were questions, he's trying to answer them here in the first quarter. You see his touches through the first 4 games of the season, how they have dwindled. I mean, this is one of the biggest weapons in the National Football League, down to 60 through the first 4, but it looks like a different story here in week 5.
Well, on Sunday he carried the ball just 5 times. A lot of that had to do with the fact they got down 21 points to Tampa, but hey, let's be honest, he has not looked like the same player even going back to the end of last season, and if he's tired of answering those questions, tonight's a good start in maybe not having to answer them anymore.
Here's his 6th carry of the game, and he is able to plow forward for the first down. So more carries already in 2 possessions than he had against Tampa Bay on Sunday. And now we look at this defense, which is 8th overall. They're good up front. They're really good at linebacker.
Well, they're really fast, and because they're so fast and talented at the linebacker position, they oftentimes stay in their base defense with the 3 linebackers, even against 3 wide receiver looks. And of course, that's what they're going to get against the Rams.
They fake the toss to Brown. Goff out to his right, and able to turn that into, let's say, a 1-yard gain, forced out by Rasheem Green.
Well, this is a nice start for the Rams, at least this drive, in running the football with Todd Gurley. Like I said earlier, if you look at the success that the Rams had last year against the Seahawks in tight games. They ran for 150 yards in both of those games. And they're off to a good start here in this first quarter. And that's going to be key to keep this pass rush off of Goff.
Here's Brown. Malcolm Brown, who was a restricted free agent, gets 3. Was offered a contract by the Lions. The Rams matched it. Coming off a year where down the stretch, Todd Gurley was not as effective as he had been the first 3 quarters of the season. It's 3rd and 6.
Malcolm Brown, he's a good football player, and you kind of feel like if Gurley were to stumble any longer this year, that they might start relying on him a little bit more than they have.
On 3rd down, Goff throws. It's broken up. Pass was intended for Robert Woods, and Trey Flowers was in coverage. Jamar Taylor back there as well. And that'll bring up 4th down.
That is a really nice job of driving on the ball and keeping Woods from being able to make a play on that. Jamar Taylor, against one of the best route runners in the National Football League, he doesn't take the bait. He comes back and drives on it, forces another field goal.
And an attempt of 32 yards. So Zerline 2 for 2. And a 6-0 Rams lead here in this battle in the NFC West to start week 5. Well, Jared Goff and this Rams offense have been able to run it. Goff hit a 22-yarder to Gerald Everett, the big pass play on that last drive. And Greg Zerline will kick it away. He's made 37 straight now under 40 yards. Just hit a moment ago from 32. And out of the back of the end zone. Here's tonight's GMC professional grade. Russell Wilson likes it when Thursday Night Football comes calling. 7-1 career record on Thursday nights. He's won 7 straight, lost his first back in 2012 as a rookie to the 49ers. And has a passer rating on Thursday nights of 103.8. Down by 6. Career passer rating overall, second all time to Aaron Rodgers. Eagles fans are saying, there he is again, saying Aaron Rodgers' name. Get over it. Here's Carson cutting back, and a nice carry out near the 30-yard line, a gain of 5. Talking a lot about Aaron Donald. Here is Aaron Andrews.
Well, you mentioned he doesn't have the numbers yet that we're used to seeing. I was speaking to his D-line coach, Eric Henderson, and he told me he was back at the facility on Sunday night after that Tampa Bay loss, very frustrated till about 10:30 at night, saying, I need to be better. I need to be better. His coach saying it's going to happen. He missed about 3 sacks in that Tampa Bay game. Stay patient. Keep working.
He's only got 1, had 20.5 a year ago to lead the league. Here's a catch by Luke Wilson. They love him up here. They're not booing, they're luking. And a first down for Wilson, who got 10.
Well, they brought Luke Wilson back into the fold here in Seattle, and he just runs a hitch route and probably made that look a little tougher than it needed to be with the throw and the catch, but effective nonetheless.
He was with the Lions last year and was a star on Hard Knocks with the Raiders. After the Seahawks traded Nick Vanette to the Steelers, they brought Luke Wilson back. There's the rookie DK Metcalf, brought down by Aqib Talib, a gain of 5 on first down.
Now that ball by Metcalf, it looked to me like it got a little loose at the end of that play. And you know, you think about this group, and Doug Baldwin, he retires, and Tyler Lockett, who had a heck of a season last year, he steps in. He kind of becomes the everything wide receiver, the slot guy, the down the field guy, you name it. It's what he does. And they got a bunch of young players, and DK Metcalf, tons of talent. but another one of those young guys that Russell Wilson has to depend on.
Wilson keeps looking for a block from Disley, gets it close to a first down. Brought down right at midfield, and they're going to give him the first down as Weddle made the tackle. That for Russell Wilson is his 217th rushing first down. That's number 2 in the league to Cam Newton since Wilson was a rookie back in 2012.
It looked to me, Joe, like that was a pretty favorable spot to give them the first down there.
Well, it's a first down. Here's Carson, and there's Donald. Fowler came in to help out, but Aaron Donald right in the middle of it for LA.
You can see Aaron Donald right here, and just, you know, his cat-like quickness for a guy his size and the power that he has is really remarkable. And man, he's a nightmare. Even when they put, you know, you think of the numbers, and I know that you talk about his sacks aren't there and he expects more out of himself, and they come in bunches with him. He historically has gotten off to slow starts and ends up with big numbers.
On second down, Disley is left alone. And Will Disley with a first down inside the 15 to the 13, a gain of 38.
Well, this is just Russell Wilson and the effect that he has once he breaks the pocket. The DB, he thinks that Russell Wilson is going to run, and for whatever reason, he just completely comes off of Disley and just leaves that void for an easy completion and big play.
That's right. That's right.
On first down, Wilson keeps. Surveys, nowhere to go, and back in the end zone. Touchdown! What a catch by Tyler Lockett. Let's take a look. Catch, feet.
That is unbelievable. If you'd have told me that his feet were in play, I'd have said there is no way that this ball's caught with his feet in the field of play. I mean, there was great coverage. I don't even know how Russell Wilson thought he could fit that ball in there, but sure enough, he's got possession, both feet clearly in the end zone. It was unbelievable. There was no pressure on Russell Wilson, but you go back and you see the coverage across the board. There was nowhere for Russell to throw the football, and even when he threw it, there was nowhere for him to throw the ball. You look at the coverage that the DBs had across the board.
Look at the throw.
Eric Weddle's wondering how in the world did that just happen?
And the Seahawks lead by 1. Wilson out to his left, flings it into the back corner of the end zone, and that was magic. We'll be right back after this message from Progressive. Troy, when you do what we do for a living, and you used to do it down there, but when we sit up here and you watch a play develop and you see a quarterback who's running to his left and throwing it, to me it looked like he was throwing it away.
No doubt.
And then all of a sudden Tyler Lockett is in the very back corner edge of the end zone and makes this catch over Weddle. That was like Houdini.
Yeah, and that's a quarterback that's playing with unbelievable confidence right now. There was just not much margin for error, and hey, you know, these officials have been beat up all year long, and kudos to side judge Chad Hill for seeing it and making the call. I didn't think there was any way his feet could have been in play.
Matson takes a knee. Time for tonight's Next Gen Stats powered by AWS as the Seahawks defense comes back out. The Seahawks generate 22.4% more pressure with Jadeveon Clowney on the field. And for a guy who was the #1 overall pick back in 2014, traded from Houston before the start of the season, now he and Ziggy Ansah are coming off the edges. Seahawks traded their best pass rusher, Frank Clark, to the Chiefs after a 13-sack season a year ago. Play action down the middle. Cooks, contact, no flag, incomplete, with McDougal back there for Seattle.
Well, Seattle's playing it pretty good, and there was really nothing there. They got a middle safety deep, and Jared Goff's just kind of hoping that Brandon Cooks can just outrun everybody and make a play. But McDougal, you know, you could say, well, you know, there's contact, but there's no pass interference. They're both looking back for the football. But here's those 6 guys up on the line of scrimmage, filling up all the gaps, trying to take this run game out of the equation.
2nd and 10. Goff fires incomplete for Kupp. McDougal there again. Cooper Kupp, who comes in #4 in the league in catches, #2 in receiving yards from Yakima. On a 2.5-hour drive to the east. He is #1 in the NFL with 12 third down catches. It's 3rd and 10. Goff gets hit. Ball is out. Pass was incomplete. And pressure by Quentin Jefferson. That'll bring up 4th down.
Well, Quentin Jefferson here in the early going of this year, he's been one of their most consistent pass rushers. He's right over the nose. You see the traffic that he has to fight through, the double team, and he just keeps on coming. He splits it, and just as Goff is getting ready to cut it loose, just no chance.
They didn't blow the whistle immediately saying incomplete pass, but you could see on the replay his arm was going forward. It was a 3 and out with 3 straight incompletions. And the punt now coming from Johnny Hecker. Lockett waits. Flag is down. Tyler Lockett gets hit hard at the 20 by Howard.
Josh Reynolds, as he was coming in motion in towards the formation, he started to move towards the line of scrimmage. I think that's where the flag came from.
Right now they've netted 55 yards of field position. Here's the call.
There is no foul for illegal motion on the play. However, during the kick, holding receiving team number 93. Half the distance to the goal. 1st down.
So now they've netted even more. Postseason baseball is in full swing as Game 1 of the American League Division Series comes your way tomorrow. Austin Meadows and the Rays roll into Houston to face Justin Verlander, Jose Altuve, and the Astros. Coverage begins at 1 Eastern, 10 Pacific on FS1 and the Fox Sports app. Tyler Glasnow, who missed almost 4 months with a right forearm strain, then came back and hit triple digits on the radar gun. Take on the ageless wonder, the terrific Justin Verlander, a 21-game winner, and the author of yet another no-hitter this season.
Well, that guy's something else, like you said. That would be a great matchup between those two.
Rams just netted 67 yards of field position on the change of possession. Tossed to Penny, and a nice gain on 1st down of 8.
Well, Penny, he missed some time, and I know in visiting with Pete Carroll, he said he's ready to go and he's going to get his opportunities. He's been an interesting guy. Of course, Chris Carson, he's their workhorse, but they certainly like to work in Rashad Penny and see what he can do, and he's a big play threat every time he has the ball in his hands.
It'll be 2nd and 2 when we start quarter number 2. 7-6 Seattle. Thursday Night Football presented by Bud Light Platinum. Back after this. Back to Thursday Night Football presented by Bud Light Platinum. With the 12 flag. Flying high on the Space Needle inside CenturyLink Field. Its 18th year. We're just under 70,000 are packed in watching the Seahawks. That's a false start. 2nd and 7.
False start. Offense. Number 73. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
That is Jamarco Jones, who has taken over at right guard for DJ Fluker. Christina, what's going on with DJ Fluker?
Fluker is currently doubtful with a left hamstring injury. He was in and out of the medical tent. He is still on the sideline, but not sure if he'll return.
So Jones, a second-year pro, 5th-round pick out of Ohio State last year. They just got the 5 yards back, maybe more. Free play, 1st down. Jerron Brown, who has an early fumble, gets a 1st down out to the 32 and a gain of 20. Offside on the play by Ebukam, it looked like.
You see how much space that they have out there to complete this
Offside.
pass. And
defense, number 50. Penalties decline. 1st down.
you watch the Rams, and through the first 3 weeks, they played pretty good pass coverage. And then, of course, on Sunday, they did not against Jameis Winston. And watching them, when they drop into their zone coverages, they kind of spot drop, and they really don't pick up any receivers that come into that area. There was a lot of error in that game on Sunday, and it has continued here in the early going of this game for Russell Wilson.
Hand off to Penny. Play made by Ebukam, who was guilty of that offside a moment ago. Gain of just 1. Shot Penny. 1st-round pick last year out of San Diego State, has one 100-yard rushing day in his young NFL career, and that came at LA last year. 12 carries for 108.
Yeah, and 12 carries, that's the most he's ever had in a game. So he hasn't gotten a whole lot of work at any one time.
They split Penny out, and has Littleton across from him. Wilson will slide. With Aaron Donald tripping over the body of the sliding Russell Wilson. No flag and a gain of just 1.
I think Aaron Donald was doing everything he could to try not to land on him.
3rd down and 8. Wilson to his left, flag on the play. Wilson forced out by Talib. It was Brockers with initial pressure, and now another flag at the end of it. Looks like there are 2 fouls on this 3rd down play.
We'll see whether or not, yep, there's the hold.
There are fouls against both teams on a play. Holding, defense, number 21. Holding, offense, number 30. Excuse me, number 70. Penalties offset. 3rd down.
Akeem was the one who came up and made the play on Russell Wilson, but he's also the one who got called for the hold on Luke Wilson. So he's holding him there. That's where the flag comes in. It's a good job by the official. And what initially looked like a good play by Talib coming up and making sure that Russell didn't pick up the 1st down. You know, they get the penalty and replay of 3rd down.
3rd down and 8 in a 1-point game. Blitz coming. Seahawks pick it up for a moment. Donald with pressure yet again, and Wilson throws incomplete. Pass intended for David Moore. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, a little better that time in coverage. They went man coverage, and you're always a little hesitant when you do that against a guy like Russell Wilson because of his ability to run. So there's a real premium then on that pass rush of keeping him in the pocket all the time, but especially when there's man coverage in behind him.
Dixon just got it away and hits a booming punt out of bounds. Littleton got through, and Corey Littleton, who has 4 blocked punts over the last 2+ seasons, almost made it 5. Instead, it's a 46-yard punt by Dixon, and so far Aaron Donald all smiles. There is a threat of rain as we go through the night. Oh, rainbow pops up. 7-6 ball game. Goff off to a very slow start throwing it. Handoff to Gurley, and he's wrapped up by Bobby Wagner. The 5-time Pro Bowler, 4-time All-Pro got through, no gain.
Well, those big guys up front, they're keeping Bobby Wagner clean, and so he has a free shot. Then on the runner, and what the Seattle Seahawks have been doing on 1st and 2nd downs, they have stayed with 3 linebackers on the field in their base defense against the 3 wide receiver looks, and then on 3rd downs they've taken Michael Kendricks off the field. They stick with the 3 guys again here on 2nd and long.
Handoff to Gurley, cuts back, 3rd down coming up. Jared Goff has started 2 for 7 for 24 yards, 4 straight incompletions as he's about to face a 3rd down. And that trio of receivers, Kupp, Woods, and Cooks, who come in leading the NFL with the most receiving yards by a team's top trio. None of them have a catch yet.
Yeah, no, they've done a good job. It's been a good scheme by Kenny Norton, the defensive coordinator. Now Michael Kendricks, he's off the field. They bring in the extra defensive back. The 3 linebackers on early downs allows them to play the run better than they otherwise would.
3rd down and 6. Goff out to his right, throws. Gurley is out of bounds. And that is a quick 3 and out, as Goff was under pressure by Quentin Jefferson. And Goff has gone 0 for 4 on 3rd down so far.
Yeah, and that's on Gurley. He has to know where he is. I'm not even certain that he would have picked up the 1st down if he had been in play. But as a receiver, when you get over towards the sideline, you've got to know where you are.
He was out of bounds and a couple of yards short.
Yeah, but hey, great job by the Seattle defense.
Packer hits it. Fair catch, held in by Lockett. Seahawks get it back as they lead by 1 with just under 11 to go in half number 1.
Led by Jim and Jack Youngblood, Hacksaw Reynolds, and Nolan Cromwell, the Rams defense held the Seahawks to -7 yards when they met in 1979. Still the NFL record for fewest in a game, and given today's NFL offenses, a record likely to last forever.
No doubt about that. The great Dick Stockton voicing that over. -7 total yards for a game.
Can you believe that? Yeah, and as Dick Stockton said, 100 years from now, it will still be the record. That won't happen again.
November 4th, 1979. Drive starts at the 27. Play action from Wilson. Looking left. Gets away from Fowler and now throws for a 1st down. And he leaves Dante Fowler thinking about a sack that might have been, and completes for 17.
Well, initially you've got Russell Wilson, who's rolling out to his right. They're going to try to throw back across the field to Chris Carson, but the Rams play it perfectly. There's nowhere for Russell Wilson to go, and then he turns into Houdini. I mean, he just runs around, buys himself some time, and you force these guys to try to hold up in coverage. It's simply impossible to do.
17-yard completion. Handoff here to Carson. Takes it into Ram territory. How about Russell Wilson? One thing that I don't know if it's talked about enough nationally is how tough he is. He's making his 117th consecutive start to begin his career. And that's pretty remarkable considering how many sacks he endures and how much running he does. But every time they line up, he's at quarterback since 2012.
But he is very smart in that he protects himself. He has taken some pretty big hits this year, but he doesn't typically take those.
Carson brought down a yard and a half short of a first down by Greg Gaines.
Well, this will be interesting here on third down. What Seattle tries to do. They go to a hurry up. They could catch him. They get 12 men on the field for the Rams.
They do. They pick it up anyway with Carson, but flags fly as Sebastian Joseph Day came in late. Greg Gaines was trying to get off the field. We'll get the call.
Seattle did not substitute. The Rams were trying to, and Russell Wilson, he got right to the line. I don't think this is going to take very long, but they're going to talk to Pete Carroll about it. But I'm pretty positive this is going to go against the Rams.
There are 2 fouls on the play, both against the defense. Offside, defense, number 91. Penalties decline. 12 men on the field when the ball was snapped. Defense, 5-yard penalty. First down.
And the reason there are 2 is because Gaines, who was trying to get off the field, he was the extra man, ran off the field on the Seattle side of the line of scrimmage. And they picked it up on the carry by Carson. So either way, it's a first down now. The ball sitting at the Ram 43. Carson just short of the 40, a gain of 3. Aaron, what's going on with Dante Fowler?
Well, he's not on the field, and we saw him, try to sack Russell Wilson, not able to do it. Now he's headed over to the LA Rams bench. Before he was trying to stretch out what looked to be his left hamstring, but he's in a lot of pain, can't shake it off. They're looking at him now. Yeah,
and right now they also do not have Aaron Donald on the field. So this would be a great time for Seattle to take advantage of those 2 big pass rushers not in the lineup.
Wilson keeps, airs it out, downfield, the rookie! Touchdown, DK Metcalf! 40 yards.
Aaron Donald and Dante Fowler on the sidelines. You're going to see the time that Russell Wilson has in the pocket to let this develop and get Metcalf. And this guy can flat out fly. And here's a guy who runs 4.3. He'd get behind a defense in a hurry. He chews up a lot of ground, and even there he's got to slow up for that ball. He can probably outrun Russell Wilson's arm, but a great play and a great call by Schottenheimer.
Metcalf, the second-round pick from Ole Miss. He is fast, he is big. 6'4", 229. Wilson finds him from 40 yards away. Seahawks up 8. Back to Thursday Night Football, presented by Bud Light Platinum as they raise that 12th man flag. And the fans here packed into the stadium having a blast right now. 2 touchdown throws from Russell Wilson, an 8-point lead. DK Metcalf has as many catches in this half as he had in the previous 2 games combined. The latest, a 40-yard touchdown. Let's go back to it.
You can see Seattle goes 2 tight ends, heavy run formation, of course, and then watch the safety, John Johnson and DK Metcalf then running the deep post. The play action gets everybody biting on the run. They're expecting that. And then you got DK Metcalf, like you said. This guy can just flat out get it. down the field, and with the protection, it allows Russell Wilson then to just sit in there and lay it out there. Marcus Peters, I think he was expecting some help somewhere. The way that he played that, he did not immediately take him man-to-man.
Goff, Gurley. Tackle is made by Kendricks. Strong tackle, a gain of 1. Let's take a look at tonight's impactful duos presented by Ghost Recon Breakpoint. Jared Goff to Cooper Kupp. 14 touchdowns, 7th among quarterback wide receiver duos since 2017. And remember, Kupp was hurt here and missed 8 games last season, tearing his ACL. Stay tuned for the 2-minute warning as we take a look at the latest Ghost Recon Breakpoint trailer. 2nd and 9. Goff throws, pass is caught. That's Josh Reynolds, the seldom used wide receiver for the Rams, just his 2nd catch of the year after having 5 touchdowns in the final 9 games a year ago.
Yeah, he got his opportunity when Cooper Kupp went down, and you know, Cooper Kupp's dad was my backup at one point for the Cowboys back in 1991, Craig Kupp. I'd forgotten all about that. And Sam Farmer with the LA Times, I didn't even know that Craig was Cooper's dad. He was there for, I don't know, maybe 2 cups of coffee. It wasn't very long, but Craig, I miss you, my man. Hope you're well.
Here is Goff. Pass is caught. And a first down as Goff tries to get hot. He finds Robert Woods, who had a big game last week against Tampa Bay. 13 catches, 10 of them for first downs.
Well, this is a nice drive. You look at the score right now, 6 minutes to play in the half, and the Rams have had opportunities. They've had good field position, just a couple field goals to show for it.
Play action. Goff protected. Pass is caught. Flag is down. There's Kupp. Back-to-back catches by 2 members of their big 3 on the outside. First it was Woods, now Kupp. And again, a flag is down. That one good for 25 to Cooper Kupp.
Legal use of hands, hands to the face, defense number 21. Penalties decline. First down.
Yeah, that's on Trey Flowers, is who they got on the penalty. Cooper Kupp, I mean, he is a terrific player. You've heard he's leaving the field now. You've heard me say it 1,000 times that I think a receiving corps is only as good as their 3rd receiver. And when you've got a guy like Cooper Kupp who's able to work the middle of the field, and you got Brandon Cooks and Robert Woods, that's a heck of a group that Goff has to work with.
They hand to Gurley. Tried to get to the edge, then cut up field, and Bobby Wagner is out there. The ball came out. Belongs to Seattle. Gurley, with only 1 fumble over his previous 28 games, has it ripped out. Ball is out and recovered by Seattle.
Yeah, I thought it was out too, Joe. It was close. I couldn't quite tell, but I did not think that the knee or the elbow was on the ground prior to coming out. They gang tackle him, and there it is. And
well, they look at it as Wagner and Jadeveon Clowney combined.
It's Bobby Wagner who's ripping at it right there. I don't see anything there that would suggest that they could overturn that with the ruling on the field being a fumble.
And then Clowney comes away with the ball.
Well, that man, I mean, and they've got a nice drive going. They were protecting Jared Goff and giving him some time to get the ball down the field, and another big defensive play by the Seattle team.
Mike Pereira.
Yeah, you know, I thought for a second.
Play is under review.
I thought for a second that they might rule on the field forward progress, but they didn't. Had they, then you can actually not review this. So they didn't. The ball's out. There is a clear recovery. To me, this ruling on the field stands as a fumble and a recovery by Seattle.
but they are going to take a closer look at it. And with that, we'll take a break. Looks to us like Seattle and this defense has its second takeaway. We'll find out in a moment. Now each side has a takeaway. Jaron Brown early for Seattle, coughed it up, and now Todd Gurley after a 3-yard gain. They have officially given Jadeveon Clowney not just the fumble recovery, but the forced fumble as well. So he makes a big play last week with a pick 6, and now forces a fumble, recovers it. And at the end of what was a promising drive, it certainly looked like for the Rams, they turn it over. And here's a 4-yard carry by Chris Carson, brought down by Brockers.
I think Pete Carroll and the Seattle Seahawks pretty happy with that trade for Jadeveon Clowney, and it just seemed like such a great fit when they made the trade for him to be here in Seattle. They got Ziggy Ansah, who was supposed to offset the absence of Frank Clark, but you know, I really think it's more Jadeveon Clowney, and that's why they went out and got him. They needed another pass rusher.
Nice cutback by Carson, who last year was the Seahawks' first 1,000-yard rusher since Marshawn Lynch was here in 2015 for the top rushing attack in the league. Gets 8 and a first down.
Well, this is a crucial defensive possession for the Los Angeles Rams. I mean, they got torched on the previous possession for the big touchdown to Metcalf, and you know, they got him backed up after the recovery of the fumble, but they just simply cannot allow Seattle to take this ball down the field once again.
Dante Fowler back in there for the Rams. Aaron Donald could not bring down Carson, who has back-to-back strong runs and gets 7 here.
Well, you know, like you said, that the way that they have been able to go back to the power running game with Chris Carson. There's Fowler. He comes back in, and he just does not look like he's trying to fight through traffic, but it just simply does not look like he's at full strength. One thing you know with this offense, they're going to continue to pound Chris Carson.
Wilson floats it. Disley, what a throw and catch!
Oh.
Over the right shoulder, working against Troy Reeder.
Oh man, this was not bad coverage by Troy Reeder. But Disley, number 88, he's one-on-one, and Russell Wilson just drops it in there really nicely, even off his face mask, and he's able to make the grab. And we were talking to Pete Carroll about him the other day, and well, they really missed him after he got hurt last year. They drafted him because of his blocking, and then he came in and surprised everybody with his ability to catch the football.
Seattle.
He's a former defensive lineman at Washington.
They love everything about him. You know, he seems like just the perfect Pete Carroll type guy who is tough, loves to play, loves the game, and just makes plays, and he competes.
Knee injury knocked him out last year in the Seahawks' 4th game. Fought his way all the way back. The guy who coming in has 6 touchdown catches in 8 career games. Montana High School Player of the Year back in 2013. Started as the defensive lineman at the University of Washington, switched to tight end. As Troy said, was really brought in because of how he looked as a blocker. And now he's been a weapon there for Russell Wilson.
Yeah, and I asked Pete, I said, well, we all know he's surprised everybody with how well he's caught the ball. How about his blocking? Has it been as good as you expected? He said it has. It's been even better than he expected in that area as well.
On first down, Wilson steps through trouble, slides. They're going to mark him near the 33. Pressure by Fowler that time at a gain of 6.
Russell Wilson, you just drive a defense absolutely bonkers. You know, when you just you spend all day. That's why we saw Aaron Donald on the sidelines when they hit the big play to DK Metcalf. You try to rest these guys as best you can, because it's an all-day affair running around chasing him.
Here's Penny. Penny a yard short of a first down. And we are approaching, and we'll hit the 2-minute warning here in Seattle. Seahawks lead by 8. Have a 3rd and 1 when we resume, and now a look at the latest Ghost Recon Breakpoint trailer. As we look at a quarterback comparison, there is no comparison the way this first half is unfolded. Still action left here at the end of the first half, but Russell Wilson has made some tremendous throws, and he and his Seahawks lead by 8, have a 3rd and 1 with 2 minutes left and 2 timeouts. Rams will receive the kickoff to start the second half, and they still look a little bit out of sync. But right now it's the Seahawks leading on offense. They hand, and Carson didn't get it.
Yeah, I was just sitting here and I'm thinking, if they don't get it, I wonder if Pete Carroll, with a 14-6 lead, if he would go for it.
We're talking about roughly a 48-yard field goal, somewhere in that neighborhood. The answer to your question is he will go for it. And a timeout taken by the Rams. Sebastian Joseph Day made that last defensive play to hold Carson short of the first down. How about this note? Seahawks since 2012, that's Wilson's rookie year, 53-0 at home when leading by 4 or more points at half.
You know, we have these production meetings before these games, and we put these graphics up and go through them, and you know, it's rare that something, you know, really kind of grabs your attention. And when that came up, I couldn't believe it. I mean, that's especially in today's game, how quickly teams can come back and put points on the board. 53-0, leading by 4 points at halftime. That's really impressive stuff.
So 4th down and 1. This has got to go into the category of opportunity for this Rams defense if they can make a stop.
No, easy, black out front, Friday, front, turn up.
So they were looking to try and draw the Rams offside, and the Rams didn't bite. Tomorrow morning on NFL Network, wake up with football's morning show as the crew gets you ready for all of Sunday's action. That's right around the corner in Week 5. Good Morning Football tomorrow at 7, only on NFL Network. So in the end, they're out there trying to draw them offside, but I'm with you. I'm surprised that they didn't just go for it.
I am too, and I know it's an 8-point game right now, and you get a chance to extend it to 2 possessions, and so by the book, yeah, this is the right call, but I really thought Pete Carroll would go for it. And once they tried the hard count and it didn't work, you rarely see a team then try to go for it after. You lose a little momentum offensively if you try to hard count them and then still come back and run a play to pick it up.
48-yard try, wide snap. The kick is no good. The snap by Tyler Ott was a little bit wide, and that forced Dixon to have to reach for it. And then he puts it down, and Myers just pushed it wide right.
Yeah, he pushes it. He handles it actually very well to get the ball down, to give him a chance. This might be the break that the Rams needed if they can finish off a drive. They've had opportunities here in this first half. They had the ball at the 29-yard line after they got the fumble to start this game. Field goal. Got stalled on the 14-yard line, field goal, and then fumbled on the 17-yard line. So they've missed a lot of opportunities, but right now, with 2 timeouts, plenty of time.
Goff, quick setup and throw, and he's able to complete to Robert Woods. And a gain of 9. Griffin and Wright combined for the tackle.
That's smart. You see Robert Woods run and give it to his center, Brian Allen, so they could get on the ball and get this thing snapped.
Which they do in a blink. That's a first down catch by Everett, the tight end. Gain of 6. And just like that, into Seahawk territory with over a minute to go and 2 timeouts. Pass is caught. Woods left alone. He stumbles, and he's therefore short of the first down.
Well, they're in Zuerlein's range already, so that's a good thing. And Goff just has to realize that and be smart with the football and see if he can't get a little more.
That is complete to Kupp, and he's going to hop out of bounds to stop the clock by Jamar Taylor, and the ball is sitting at the 24-yard line with 32 seconds left. This is impressive.
This is impressive. They've got some time. They're obviously in the hurry up. It puts the defense at a disadvantage. Now with the clock stopped, you wonder if Ken Norton's going to dial up some pressure and see if they can't cause something negative to happen for this offense.
Have not had to use a timeout yet on this possession. Batted up into the air by Rasheem Green. 2nd down and 10, 27 seconds left, and we ask you to stay tuned for the Toyota halftime. The guys are live from Fox Square. Carry on Russell Wilson's big first half. And Roman Reigns joins the show from the WWE. 2nd and 10. 4th time the Rams have been inside the Seattle 30, and that pass is behind Kupp.
Well, it's Quentin Jefferson who's right in the middle. Like I said, this guy has had a great start to his year here in 2019, but you know, Goff is pretty good with that, and I'm not sure exactly why he missed him. I don't think the ball got deflected. I'm not sure why he missed Kupp by so much, but 3rd and long here with still 2 timeouts to work.
Goff is 0 for 4 on 3rd down. Blitz. Rams pick it up, and this one is floated to no one in particular.
They're going to get a penalty on Seattle. Looked like they went low on Goff at the end of this play.
Here's a call.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer on the defense, number 94. Half the distance to the goal. Automatic. First down.
That's Ziggy Ansah. He's coming in low. He's stumbling a little bit and off balance. Those are dangerous hits, and ones that they're always going to lean towards protecting the quarterback. You see it right there, clearly low. And a new set of downs, of which would have been 4th down and a Zuerlein field goal attempt.
So the Seahawks didn't go for it on 4th and 1. They missed the field goal, and now the Rams have a 1st and 10 at the Seahawk 12. Quick throw, Kupp looking for blocks. Runs into Everett, his teammate, and that will stop the clock as whistles blow and a timeout taken by LA with 13 seconds left. Griffin made that stop.
Yeah, good idea. I mean, that's the luxury of having 2 timeouts. Get it into the hands of a quick receiver and see if maybe you can't spring one. But 13 seconds here, 1 timeout. You got to figure, you're going to get a couple plays. Take some shots here into the end zone. But with the 1 timeout, Joe, they still have the ability with some of their shallow crossers. Here on 2nd down, they can throw underneath and not have to throw it in.
2nd and 7. Just a 3-man rush. Goff fires it, pass is caught for the touchdown. Cooper Kupp. And now, in what it is a 2-point game, the field goal unit will come on for the extra point.
Yeah, this was not played very well there in the middle. Cooper Kupp, he just goes into the goal line and just nobody there. Bobby Wagner, he's deep. He's 3 or 4 yards deep into the end zone. And, you know, typically those guys, they won't go much further than the goal line, maybe 1 yard so they can drive on the ball. Kupp, nothing difficult about the route. He just gets up in the middle, turns around in the zone coverage, and Goff sticks it right on. That's a great job there in their 2-minute drill.
You're not going to chase the 2 points here. Instead, the extra point, and that's in essence a 10-point turnaround.
And I do like the decision not to go for the 2 points there. You know, you look at the tables and you'd say, well, it says to go for 2, but I've always felt you wait until the 4th before you start chasing points, because when you go for 2 and when you don't make it, it seems like you're chasing them the rest of the game.
But again, to go back with a 4th down and 1. First of all, it was 3rd and short, and Sebastian Joseph Day makes a stop to bring up 4th down. Pete Carroll sends his offense out there. They try to draw the Rams offside. The Rams don't bite, so they don't go for it. They attempt the field goal. Jason Myers misses from 48, and the Rams go right down the field, score a touchdown, and now they trail by just 1, and they get the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, and there's the big penalty on 3rd down by Ziggy Ansah. You know, Brian Allen blocks him, and he's stumbling into Goff for the penalty. And, you know, now there goes that stat out the window as far as Seattle 53-0 and leading by 4 points.
Cooper Kupp now with 4 touchdown catches over the last 3 games. Had a big night in Cleveland on a Sunday night, and now here in his home state gets a touchdown before the half.
Yeah, and the big difference there in that 2-minute drill for the Rams was the time that Goff had to deliver the football, especially in the early part of that when they were able to get down there inside a field goal range and give him a chance.
1 half of play in the books. 14-13, Seahawks on top. Rams will get the ball to start the second half. Stay tuned for the Toyota halftime coming your way from New York.
Want to stay up to date? Hey Siri, show me football schedules.
That was tonight's game flow, brought to you by Progressive. 1-point lead for Seattle. Rams will get the ball to start the second half. And there are the first half stats. And because of that last drive by the Rams, it has a much better feel for LA. Seattle still up by 1. And now welcome inside the broadcast booth. I'm Joe Buck along with Troy Aikman. And I thought at the beginning of the game it looked like the Rams came out and they said, okay, we've heard all the questions about Todd Gurley. We're going to establish him. Then they got away from that. We'll see what they do here at the start of the second half.
Yeah, no doubt. And a lot of good things happening for Seattle there in that first half. They moved the football and really played well. But what a swing there at the end. The missed field goal, I mean, that's a 10-point swing. So instead of going up by 11, they're up by 1 at halftime. And we expected a tight fit. Last year's games, both wins by the Rams were by a combined total of 7 points. That's kind of the history for the most part with these two teams. Sets up for a great second half.
On a night when the organization added the late owner Paul Allen's name to the Ring of Honor, Seahawks lead with 1 half in the books here at the start of week 5. Let's hear what's going on from the field, presented by Microsoft.
Yeah, Sean McVay telling me, Joe, that what killed his offense really in this first half was those third downs. 0 for 4 in the first half. We have to convert, he told me. And he said both for the offense and the defense, really have to be efficient on early downs. Good news for the Rams defense. Dante Fowler seems to be okay. And a lot of guys talking as they were coming out of the locker room saying, did you hear how quiet it got when Kupp scored the touchdown? Let's keep him quiet.
Crowd tries to get back in it. On first down, they fake it to Gurley. And now throw it to Gurley, incomplete. And there wasn't much out there anyway. Now for the Seattle side of the story, here's Christina Pink.
Well, some great throws by Russell Wilson in that first half, not to the surprise of Pete Carroll, who told me that's what he's been doing all year. Russell makes great decisions, and guys are making plays for him down the field. He said they've negated that Rams pass rush by getting the ball out quickly defensively. He thought they did a good job making adjustments after the first quarter, except for that 2-minute drive.
All right, Christina, second down and 10. To the 40 and still on his feet. What a run after the catch by Gerald Everett as he gets 30 yards to the Seattle 45.
He's slowly finding himself more of a figure within this offense. 5 receptions last week, runs a good route. He's a big guy. They've been trying to find ways to incorporate him. You know, surprisingly, he was Sean McVay's first draft pick. When he took over in 2017 as a second rounder, they didn't have a first rounder that year. And yet they're not a big 2 tight end team, of course. It's predominantly 3 wide receivers. Yeah. Tyler Higbee gets that role at tight end. But Everett's gotten more opportunities lately.
Here's Gurley. Lowers his shoulder, then gets stood up after a gain of 2. KJ Wright was in there for Seattle. Here's what happened a moment ago while we showed you Cooper Kupp over on the sideline.
Like a little, maybe a little strain is just coming down a little bit awkwardly on that left leg, but he's still out there.
Back in the huddle, and now out to the left of Jared Goff on second down. Goff, that's the tight end Higbee. Tyler Higbee has got a first down and plenty more.
Well, the Rams have come out here in this second half. They're going to test this 4-3 defense with the 3 linebackers. Bobby Wagner, he does a nice job here. Goff is trying to get the ball to Kupp in the middle. He takes him away, but as he should do, he comes right down there and he gets the ball to Higbee, and they pick up a nice gain
of 15 yards. Play action again. Clowney was about to bring heavy pressure on Goff, and Higbee takes it down inside the 10. The Rams offense rolling now with a gain of 21 on the catch and run by Tyler Higbee.
Good adjustments by Sean McVay. The Rams like the screen game, but the speed of the Seahawks has kept them from being able to get outside. What do? They come back, they run the inside screen to the tight end Higbee, kick out, and then come underneath all that with blockers out in front.
So the longest play of the game for the Rams to Everett, and now a couple of completions to Higbee.
Well, they're going to make these linebackers cover. We got 2 tight ends now with Everett and Higbee.
Just get it away on first and goal. Gurley, touchdown, Los Angeles. Austin Blythe with a good block. And Gurley, who had 2 touchdown runs last week, has 4 on the year.
Gerald Everett, he kicks out, and then you've got Blythe, like you said, and then he gets up to the next level. Havenstein, the right tackle. That's the way it's drawn up on the chalkboard when you put in these plays back in May. You double team here, you slide up to the second level, you get the block on Bobby Wagner, and it's touchdown Rams.
Low snap. Good job by Hecker. And the extra point is good by Zerline. 8-yard touchdown run by Gurley. And the Rams on the road, back on top, now by 6. Hey, welcome back to Thursday Night Football at CenturyLink Field, presented by Bud Light Platinum. Aerial coverage brought to you by State Farm.
It's a beautiful stadium, isn't it?
It's just been one of the jewels of the NFL since it opened in 2002. Word is on Cooper Kupp, he got spiked, so they put a bandage under his left knee, and the Seahawks now about to get it back. Lockett on the return. Tyler Lockett out near the 35. Tomorrow, Friday Night SmackDown premieres on Fox as The Rock returns to kick off SmackDown's 20th anniversary. He joins Hulk Hogan, Roman Reigns, The Undertaker, Stone Cold Steve Austin. All of them together on WWE's biggest night. Don't miss the premiere of Friday Night SmackDown tomorrow at 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central, only on Fox at the Staples Center in downtown LA.
I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be awesome. I've gotten a chance to get to know the Hulk, and then of course the Rock, and like you said, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Should be a lot of fun.
From the 35 after the return by Lockett, here's a throw to Disley, and the tight end gets 11. Now we'll see what Russell Wilson can do. He made a couple of magical throws in that first half.
Yeah, well, they're set up here almost at midfield now after that return. You think about it, 14 unanswered points since that missed field goal by Seattle, and a total change of this ball game. But now Russell Wilson, he's got room to operate. We'll see what they're able to do on this drive.
Carson spins. Fowler was there waiting for him. Corey Littleton in on the stop as well in a gain of 3.
Well, Brian Schottenheimer, the offensive coordinator, comes in, and here in his second season, he's given the mandate last year that they're going to run the football, and they did it, and they did it very well. And they have started to run the football again, of course, with Chris Carson, but ultimately this game's won and lost by Russell Wilson. But the Rams are overloading this run game right now. I would expect Wilson to take a shot here once again down the field. He's got some burners on the outside. It's not just Metcalf.
Wilson is sacked, brought down by Clay Matthews. Aaron Donald with penetration on the play again, and Matthews is there to wrap up a loss of 6.
Yeah, Dwayne Brown, and then he gets caught up because as Matthews is coming up the field, he then comes underneath it, and then he has just a straight shot on Russell Wilson. That's the inside pressure that Wilson doesn't see right away. Typically he can escape that out the backside, but now it brings up a 3rd and long.
That is 6 sacks now for Clay Matthews after a career low 3.5 last year with Green Bay. On 3rd down and long, Wilson fires a fastball but skips it in to Jaron Brown.
Boy, he had him too. He had Jaron Brown, and he had a pretty clean pocket that could step into to deliver the football. That would have been a really nice conversion. You can see Jaron Brown, good route, and just gets away from Russell Wilson. You see the lane, nobody in his face. So, a great return to set up this drive, and they look to be moving, and the Rams hold tough and force the punt.
Michael Dixon, who set a franchise record as a rookie last year in the net punting average category, hits it. Matson gets away, and it is corralled near the 1, maybe the 2 by Amadi. Ugo Amadi downfield, and they're going to mark it just outside the 1, right at the 1. Rams have it up 6. Well, this is where the home field advantage that the Seahawks enjoy here in this stadium can really pay off. Rams Seahawks start from the 1. Handed off, and Gurley back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, he barely got it back, right? Was that KJ Wright that came through there that just shot the gap? This is big boy football down here. It's old school football when you just try to get a body on a body and root this thing out of here. And you know, you've heard me say it many times, as an offense, when you're backed up here, you're just trying to get it off the goal line. When you're at home, you would use hard count here. You have nothing to lose, but nobody can hear you when you're the road team backed up like this.
Quick throw, passes behind and incomplete for Robert Woods. Goff had him and missed him.
Yeah, right idea. You know, the quick passing game, get the ball out of your hands quick, and just not a very good throw. And you see Sean McVay, that's the one they were looking for. If they catch that one, it's a first down, and then they've got some room to operate.
The Rams do not have a false start in this game.
Goff needs to be real smart. You know, it's not the end of the world if you have to punt here. Of course, if you're Johnny Hecker, you have no room to work.
Just get it away. Goff in trouble and just got rid of it. Kupp was the target, incomplete. And Ziggy Ansah was back there covering Cooper Kupp.
And it was Jadeveon Clowney that was able to get pressure right through Havenstein, and then Gurley, and Goff almost made a big mistake right there. When it's not there, you just cannot hold it, and that's one of the things that Goff has got to get a little bit better at. That's what hurt him against Tampa.
Hecker just gets it off his foot, takes a forward bounce, but it's going to be out of bounds inside LA territory. They mark it at the 47, where the Seahawks will take over down 6. Go back to Thursday Night Football, presented by Bud Light Platinum. Here we are, CenturyLink Field, and with 8:44 left in quarter number 3, it's the first time the Seahawks start a drive inside Rams territory.
They're expecting maybe pressure here off the edge.
That's Littleton. And that's Carson. Carson was carrying Sebastian Joseph Day for a gain of 7. Back to that second down play a moment ago by the Rams.
Yeah, you're going to see the job here. Tedrick Thompson, he's expecting the ball to come out quick, as he should, with the ball down here backed up. But, you know, a better throw, if you hit him in stride, he probably picks up that first down. It sure puts Thompson in a bind, but that's a play that will not show up when this game's said and done. But a really big play, in my opinion, in this ball game on what effect it might have on the outcome.
First down by Carson, and for a guy as he runs into the rookie Troy Reeder on the stop, who was hearing about fumbles. Fumbled in 3 straight games. Put that aside, had a big effort last week against Arizona. He's looked good.
He has looked good, and he's tough. I mean, he's physical. You see the way he finishes a run, and the fumbles are interesting. I think he fumbled all of 3 times last year. Never fumbled in college at Oklahoma State, so it's not something that he's known for. But he got off to a tough start. He sure ran hard on Sunday also against Arizona.
Wilson fakes it to him, now ducks through, takes off, slides with a first down. Christina, it's been fun to watch Russell Wilson tonight.
Yeah, Joe, down 6 here. Russell Wilson is a guy who loves dealing with adversity. He likes playing in these tight games. He told me, hey, this is a team that I want to be able to help to will them to victory. He said some teams like to blow everybody out in the beginning. He said for us to be able to win in these tough moments shows a lot about them as a team. And DK Metcalf telling me this is a guy in these kind of moments who has a great attitude.
Here he is out to his right, hits Lockett, his favorite target. Russell Wilson with 28 game-winning drives in the fourth quarter and overtime, #1 in the NFL since he entered it back in 2012, as Lockett gets 9 here on that first down play.
Well, on the scramble there with the nice gain, you know, Wade Phillips, he employs the spy with Troy Reeder, and it's okay to assign someone to the quarterback, but when they're a lesser athlete, it doesn't much matter. You know, all of a sudden you're playing with 10 guys on the field because he's not going to be able to make a play on Wilson.
2nd and 1. Carson gets around Talib, has a first down. Luke Wilson threw a nice block out in front of Carson, and here's a little stiff arm for Talib.
Gave him the Heisman right there. that was nice. And then John Johnson comes in, and Carson olays him.
Carson on the stat sheet has forced 6 broken or missed tackles so far in this game.
It's the Rams offense. It's awfully good down here in this end of the field.
Here's a throw to Moore. Sidesteps for the touchdown. David Moore. Went right around Marcus Peters.
Yeah, Marcus Peters, he just simply overruns it. They get the block inside on Weddle, but it's just one-on-one with Moore on Peters, and Moore wins. It's a great job to start this drive. Great field position after the defense holds, and they capitalize.
First of the year for David Moore, and now Russell Wilson in this game with 3 touchdown passes to go with just 4 incompletions. Seahawks back on top by 1. Well, a special night here in Seattle for this franchise as they added the name of the late Paul Allen to their Ring of Honor. And I think fittingly he becomes the 12th member of the Ring of Honor as they celebrate that number in these parts, 12. For these great fans here in Seattle. And for a man who passed away just short of a year ago, middle of October 2018. So proud to be from this city. Stepped in, made sure the Seahawks stayed here, was instrumental in the construction of this stadium that opened in 2002, and his Seahawks are leading by 1 with 5:45 left in quarter number 3 in this divisional battle. Here's a little toss. That's Cooks. Cooks has some blocking and a nice play to start the drive as he dives forward to the Seattle 48, a run of 27 yards.
Well, the Rams, they go with the trips look bunch, and so it gives everybody angles. They kick out up top, but then it gives everybody some angles on being able to block and secure the edge. It's another way for them to get on the edge when they've had some problems with their zone running game. But this is really one of the few times this year they've been able to get some of the gains that we've seen in previous years with those receivers on some of that action. It's a great start for this drive.
Good protection here. Pass caught by Higbee. They've had him much more involved in this second half, and he forces a first down. Wrapped up by K.J. Wright, a gain of 12, and already inside field goal range of the Rams.
Yeah, I think the adjustments here by the Rams at halftime have been good. They've taken advantage of the Seahawks in 4 defensive backs, and they've turned it loose throwing the ball.
Here's Gurley out of the backfield after they faked it to him. He makes the catch, where he's forced out by Kendricks after a short gain of 3.
It's the whole key. I mean, like I say, it's true for all quarterbacks. There's no doubt. But when Goff has time and he knows where he wants to go with the ball, he throws it as well as anybody in the game. And he's got the weapons who can really put stress on a defense. So it's paramount for this defensive front to get after him.
3 tight ends in the game for the Rams. 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Play action yet again. Goff throws back for Everett, and Gerald Everett gets around a tackle, still going. Fights his way and reaches. They're going to put him down just short of the goal line. What a play by Gerald Everett, 32 yards on the catch, and then a brilliant, tough run.
That's just outstanding individual effort by him. Now Seattle comes up with their 6th down defensive lineman, and they stack the line of scrimmage to handle the run game, and that's where teams have had success. So the Rams continue to run the football or throw the football, but Everett does an outstanding job of giving Goff a place to go with the football.
I'm not so sure he didn't get in.
Yeah, I agree with you.
But no challenge. Doesn't matter. Gurley pounds it in. Everett threw a great block after that catch and run. It sure looked like Everett got the touchdown. They marked him short of the end zone, and then Gurley takes it in, and the Rams are back on top. And they leave their offense out there. They're going to go for 2.
Yeah, this is the right call for McVay to go for 2. I said earlier I'd wait till the fourth quarter, but here we are late in the third, and I like the decision here. But Gerald Everett, he makes the big play in the passing game, and then he comes in and helps secure that for the touchdown.
First 2-point try of the year for the Rams. Quick snap. Goff reaches and got it. Jared Goff, before the knees went down, reached out with the right arm and got it in. That's the call. Here's the look. Oh, that is really close. And they'll obviously review that. Knee is down, and I don't think the ball's broken the plane of the goal line. Mike Pereira, what do you think?
Yeah, neither do I. The shin is down, and the shot down the line shows here you can actually see the ball. So to me, you have enough evidence here that is clear and obvious that the ball is short before it breaks the plane.
Yeah, if they rule this short, you can thank Al Woods for that. He does a great job. There's the knee down. It's close. If it's not overturned, you can thank Gurley and Trey Flowers because they're kind of in the shot.
And as Mike said, it's the shin of Goff, not the knee. We'll see what the call is. We'll be right back after this short message from Hulu.
Reviewing the try, the runner was short. The try is no good.
And instead of a 7-point lead, it's a 5-point lead. And as you said, Troy, that's thanks to the strong tackle by Al Woods.
Yeah, really good. I mean, no one's expecting Jared Goff to run the quarterback draw, and Woods is there. He just, hog-tied him right there at the goal line. That's really nice work by him.
Woods has been around the block a few times in his NFL career. He's 32 years old, his 10th year. Jaron Reed is on his way back, suspended for the first 6 games. Guy who had 10.5 sacks a year ago. That means he's eligible to come back against the Ravens week 7, but Woods just made a big play.
Yeah, Al Woods, his second stint here with Seattle. He was with the Seahawks back in 2011, Pete Carroll's second year. He's only got 4.5 career sacks, so you don't have to be real smart to understand why he's in the lineup, and that's to make plays like that in the run game.
What a game. We've had 4 lead changes, 2 ties. And a 5-point LA lead with 3:07 left in the third. And now back to work is Russell Wilson. 13 of 17, 220, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions all year.
It's interesting when you look at Russell Wilson and his completion percentage coming into this game, 72%, and this is a guy probably more than any other quarterback, so many throws down the field. He's not like he's just throwing a lot of underneath passes for the most part. They like to go down the field vertically. He's thrown some nice ones in this game.
Take the handoff, good protection. Wilson flips, gives it to Disley. Nice little play. Wilson doesn't have to take a hit and ends up, the Seahawks do, with a 7-yard gain on that carry by Will Disley.
You cover everybody up and you get a little pressure on Wilson, and yet he's still able to make plays to keep it in 2nd and 3.
Get ready!
Carson. Reeder couldn't bring him down. Flag is down. Carson has a first down and more out at the 45. The flag sits at the 30.
Couple opportunities at Chris Carson.
Legal use of hands to the face on the defense, number 56. 5 yards will be added to the end of the run. First down.
So 5 yards added to the 13 yards picked up by Carson.
There's Troy Reeder who had a shot on him. Michael Brockers had a shot at him, and then Carson, he's not just a power back. He can turn around and come back the other way. There's the penalty on Dante Fowler. And Aaron Donald, he's on the sidelines catching a breather on this possession.
Penny in the ball game. He gets it. Reeder is there for the stop. Again, Troy Reeder is playing, the rookie, a free agent from Delaware, because of a shoulder injury stinger issue with Bryce Hager, who typically starts at the inside linebacker spot.
Yeah, and then also with the ankle injury to Taylor Rapp, who is not active tonight. And he's a guy as a rookie who would step in and kind of play that linebacker spot. So they're without 2 of those guys, and so yeah, they have to go with Reeder, who got some playing time on Sunday.
Aaron Donald back in the ball game. Wilson throws it out to his right for Penny, and he slides down. A gain of just 1. Under a minute to go in the 3rd quarter in what is a really good game between the Seahawks and Rams.
Yeah, really good game, and neither team has been good tonight here on 3rd down. So between the two, just 1 for 10. The Seattle Seahawks 1 for 5. The Rams have yet to convert on 3rd down.
Seahawks converted their first 3rd down try, 0 for 4 on 3rd down since. Wilson floats it. Pass is caught. Flag is down as Rashad Penny makes the grab. And it's against the Rams. Play will stand is the early indication.
Well, it's on Aqib Talib. He looked like he was totally lost, and I don't know. It did not look like a double move. I don't even think that Wilson was going in Penny's direction.
Penalties decline.
Well, Penny was kind of lazy coming off the ball, but Wilson's kind of in trouble having to make something happen. Aqib's not thinking he's going to throw the ball to Penny out there, and he got lazy and poor technique, and he gets beat. Didn't even matter with the penalty.
30-yard completion.
Well, typically, you'd say Aqib Talib on Rashad Penny. I think most people would take Aqib Talib.
Handoff to Penny as they try to get him rolling. He's to the 15, and we're to the end of the 3rd quarter. In a 5-point game, Rams on top, Seahawks moving in. Thursday Night Football presented by Bud Light Platinum. Back after this.
What would a champion do? That's what you should do. How would a champion move? That's how you should move. You should be focused on you.
Let's go to the fourth quarter. 2nd down and 8. So far through 3. Russell Wilson has a perfect quarterback rating of 158.3. Troy has a tutorial online. That's how they figure the quarterback rating. Something you might want to check out. 2nd down and 8.
Throw a lot of touchdowns and not many interceptions. You have a good quarterback rating.
Wilson took off after looking out to his right. Short gain of just 1. 3rd down and long coming up, and there's Aaron Donald making the play for LA.
Guy's pretty much everywhere. I marvel at his production when every offense comes in and they say, I guarantee you the first thing on Mondays when these coaches get together, they talk about protection and how are we going to handle 99, and just few teams are able to do it successfully.
3rd down and 7. Wilson bottled up, now out to his left. Gonna run and dive. There's a flag on the play. Back near the line of scrimmage. Marquis Christian made that tackle.
It came in real late, Joe. I don't know if it was Upati holding Aaron Donald but the flag was well past when Russell Wilson got beyond the line of scrimmage.
Holding. Offense. Number 70. 10-yard penalty. 3rd down.
That'll be the 3rd time tonight. Guilty of a hold.
Yeah, it was Mike Upati, the left guard. He was actually holding Michael Brockers, and it's right there. And the little acting involved too, and that's part of it. But when the quarterback, when you got a guy who can move like Wilson does, you never know exactly where that guy is as an offensive lineman. You feel a guy getting away, and there's an inclination to kind of grab.
3rd hold on Upati. Rams accept the penalty. Looked like Christian knocked Wilson out short of the 1st down. And now with a blitz that does not bring Wilson down. Wilson throws incomplete downfield. Dante Fowler got through. Got a hand on Wilson, then Wilson just got rid of it, and it's Ebukam and Brockers combining to sandwich Wilson at the end of the play.
Well, Jerron Brown, it was a good idea, and Wilson's just thinking Jerron Brown's going to stay on the move, and his body language suggested that that's exactly what he was going to do. So he let him, and then Brown held up.
Myers is missed from 48. This from 42. And this 5-point game just became a 2-point game. Well, the Rams talked about how it was a good thing after a disappointing loss at home to Tampa Bay to have this quick turnaround, go on the road. That's not an easy piece to the puzzle, but they've played pretty well, and it looks like their offense has had some traction here from the end of the first half up until now. Really, the only stumble is when they were backed up near their own end zone, and then on the other side, we've seen Seattle with opportunity, and the home team trails by a couple.
Yeah, it's I think the adjustments, and like you said, it started at the end of that first half after the missed field goal. What a momentum swing that was. And outside of that, the only time they've been stopped is when they were backed up. The adjustments that this offense has made, and Sean McVay, they've gotten it going in a very difficult place to play.
Kick goes through the end zone and out to the 25 it will come. And here comes Jared Goff. whose numbers starting to look a lot better. 18 of 29, 241. 1 touchdown. Gurley is up to 50 on 13 carries with 2 rushing touchdowns, and Kupp back in his home state, 4 catches, 52 yards, and a touchdown.
Well, Jared Goff, I mean, he's a pretty calm, cool customer. I mean, he just does not get rattled. I mean, he's oblivious in some regards, which is really positive. To the rush that's around him, he's going to hang in there and he's going to keep firing.
He's 16 of 22 since the first quarter. Here's Gurley, right side, and Poona Ford brings him to the turf. Gain of 2.
Well, we've seen here in this second half that the Rams, for the most part, have thrown the ball on early downs against this with their 3 wide receivers against this base defense and the 3 linebackers, and they've had some success. They come with the running game there on first down, don't get much. You see what they do here.
Back to the air. Goff over the middle. Pass is short of Brandon Cooks.
And he makes that throw virtually every time, but Jadeveon Clowney, he's the one who comes in and he forces the errant throw. What do you think, Mike? That's close.
It is close, but to me it's not a blow to the head and just takes him down. I don't think that's
it's not a forcible blow, I guess is what they would say. Anytime you come up around the head or neck, though, credit Jadeveon Clowney for the incompletion, and this crowd's cranked right now on third down.
Goff down the sideline. Pass is caught. And now out at the end of it, but they are going to rule a completion to Brandon Cooks with Griffin all over him, and Cooks still on his back.
Well, Griffin was all over him. A lot of jostling going on up that sideline. He's got it. He's down to the ground, and I think that's a good call. Nice completion.
And now they check on Brandon Cooks, and we'll take a timeout. Big 29-yard completion from Goff. Welcome back to Thursday Night Football, presented by Bud Light Platinum. Brandon Cooks just had his first catch of the night. He goes off to get looked at. Jared Goff had been 0 for 5 on third down before that 29-yard completion on 3rd and 8. Now 12:34 left in the game. Here's another look at it.
Yeah, a lot of activity by both guys down the field. That's one heck of a 2 competitors going at it. That's a heck of a catch, and I like the no call.
Meanwhile, as we come back from commercial, Seattle and Pete Carroll just threw the challenge flag. What do you think, Mike
Seattle
Pereira?
is challenging the ruling on the previous play that there was offensive pass interference.
Well, I'll tell you, a couple things they can look at here. Is there offensive pass interference? It would really shock Pete Carroll if they came up with defensive pass interference after this challenge. But to me, it was hand fighting, going downfield, a little bit grabbing both ways, little fending off, little separation. Then he goes to the ground. Is it a catch? That's the other thing, because the ball does come out, but it doesn't come out until after he hits the ground and he's sliding. Then he's pulled away from. It's pulled away from him. So I really see nothing coming out of this, and I think Pete Carroll loses his challenge, period.
I agree, especially with the way these calls have gone or not gone here in 2019. It just takes the egregious interference, either offensive or defensive, to get a call to happen in replay. Pete Carroll is 1 for 4 on challenges this year. 36 of 77 in his career, and we don't think he's going to win this. There have been 31 total challenges on pass interference so far this season. 7 have been reversed.
Well, it's one of those situations in the game, Joe. I know there's a lot of time left with 12.5 minutes to play, but that was a big third down. I mean, it's 3rd and 8, and if it's incomplete, or if it's offensive pass interference, they're forcing a long third down and possibly a punt, and you know, you get a chance to get the ball back. And right now the Rams are set up pretty nicely. So, you know, I understand. I agree. I don't think he's going to win the challenge either.
Play, there was no offensive pass interference, and the pass was complete. Seattle will be charged with their first timeout of the second half.
But I don't necessarily disagree that it was worth a shot.
So Seattle loses a timeout.
That's about as good a coverage as you can have and have a ball completed on you too.
So 2 timeouts remain for Seattle. First down inside Seattle territory, and Gurley just trying to pick his way, ends up losing a yard. With KJ Wright in to make the stop.
Yeah, it's just the overstacking of the line of scrimmage by Seattle, and it's just it's a hard look to try to run the football against. They got the pass rusher now. Ziggy Ansah comes in. It's a pretty good group, 94 and then 90 to Devion Clowney on the other side.
Second down, Kupp makes the catch and cannot get away from Tedrick Thompson.
It's really good open field tackling there by Tedrick Thompson. You know, how many times have we seen Cooper Kupp make a guy miss and then he's off for another 15-20 yard gain? Not easy, but at least it forces another third down.
They're inside field goal range at the moment for Zuerlein. It would be 56 from here. 3rd and 4. Goff stops, comes back, completes, flag is down. Higbee isn't until he gets to the 25. Flag thrown by the umpire. Here's the call.
Legal use of hands, hands to the face on the offense, number 77. 10-yard penalty, 3rd down.
That's against the 14-year pro Andrew Whitworth.
Right there, you see the head go back of Ziggy Ansah.
And that takes a first down away.
Yeah, those are, you know, they had a lot of penalties in the ball game on Sunday, and that's another one of those plays that, you know, we'll look back on. They pick up the first down, they keep this drive going. Now a 3rd and long, and you know, they're outside of Zuerlein's range.
Is caught by Kupp for the first down. Everett was wide open underneath, and Goff found Kupp further downfield.
I'm with you, Joe. I saw Everett underneath, and I just knew that's where he was going to go with the football. Everyone else is running out. He likely picks up the first down himself, but what a beautiful throw by Goff, laying this over Taylor by not much. That's really good stuff by Jared Goff.
And Mr. Reliable Cooper Kupp, who came in leading the league in 3rd down receptions, gets one for 26. Goff, Woods, and out of bounds. Out of bounds is the call. A little bit of a delay as the two officials look at each other, and let's take a look.
It's about his left foot, I thought, that whether or not he got it down, and you know, I think that's a good call.
Able to hang on to the ball, no complaint from Woods whatsoever.
Yeah, it sure looked like he could have drug those toes and stayed in and made the catch, but great job right there, and McVay's trying to get some information on whether he should challenge the call.
And now he throws the flag. So now the Rams will challenge.
I don't know if he just ran out of time. It didn't look like McVay was getting much help upstairs.
I agree.
Because I think this, I think that was a good call and not a touchdown.
Challenging the ruling on the field that the pass was incomplete.
We take a look at the right knee coming down. Mike Pereira, what do you see?
I think that they come down. The knee comes down simultaneous with the forearm that hits the ground. If they come down simultaneous, that means it's an incomplete pass. And of course, don't forget the standard here, that it has to be clear and obvious to overturn. And I think this is another one that they will let stand as called as incomplete. And by the way, I think a heck of a call by Mike Weatherford, the field judge, who has a really tough decision to make here.
Well, now both teams that are out on the field, look at the replay on the board here, and both are pleading their own case and almost celebrating. Rams think it's a touchdown. Seahawks think it's incomplete. And there's the official right there looking at it. If the knee gets down first, then it's a completion. But as Mike said, it looked like simultaneously the knee and the forearms come down. And the forearms hit out of bounds. But the challenge flag thrown by the Rams.
What they talking about? What they talking about?
And if the Rams don't win the challenge, then they're down to 2 timeouts with 10 minutes left. Here it is.
After review, the ruling of an incomplete pass will stand. Los Angeles will be charged with their first timeout for the second half.
Here is McVay looking for information. He didn't throw the flag, but it was thrown from his sideline as he was pleading to see from up top if that was something that the Rams should challenge. Brings up 2nd and 10. And now McVay wants a clarification on something.
I think,
Los
Joe,
Angeles won their first challenge and did not get the second challenge right. By rule, they are out of challenges for the rest of the game.
They're 1 for 2 on challenges, Mike. That was the clarification.
Yeah, and Scott Novak just wanted to make sure that he knew that, because if he were to throw the challenge flag without having challenges left, it would cost him a 15-yard penalty.
2nd down and 10. Woods looking for blocks, doesn't get any. Brandon Jackson out there on the stop. He wasn't alone. A gain of 3, so 3rd and 7 upcoming.
Trey Flowers, a former safety in college, he comes in and finishes off Robert Woods at the end of that play. Another big 3rd down right now for this Seattle defense and making a stop.
And the Rams with Brandon Cooks in the locker room getting evaluated. Goff, Cup overthrown. It's 4th down.
Well, Seattle goes with a 5-man rush and good coverage. Goff without time to really be able to set his feet and try to deliver the ball accurately. You're going to see he's having to try to lay that, and generally if he had time he'd be able to lay this and let Cooper Kupp go get it.
36-yard try by Zuerlein. Good snap, good hold, good kick. And after the Seahawks got the 42-yarder from Jason Myers, Zuerlein answers. And it's a 5-point game again in Seattle. Welcome back to Thursday Night Football, presented by Bud Light Platinum. Beautiful night in Seattle, Washington. What a game. 5-point Rams lead with 9:19 left in this matchup of two 3-1 teams. Seahawks coming off a win in Glendale, Arizona, and the Rams coming off a shocking home loss to the Bucs. Tonight after the postgame show, Texans quarterback Deshaun Watson stops by. Chat about this weekend's matchup with the Falcons. NFL Total Access tonight after the postgame, only on NFL Network.
Well, you look at this drive right now, Joe, for Seattle and Russell Wilson. You know, a lot of pressure on him right now. I know there's still 9 minutes left to go in the game, but the way that the Rams have been able to move the football, the only time they've been stopped is when they were backed up to start that drive on the 1-yard line. Down 5. He's got to capitalize on whatever possessions he might have left.
Fake the handoff. Wilson avoids a sack by Matthews and floats it for a first down to Lockett. That's only the 19th offensive play for the Seahawks in this half, and Wilson now 6 for 8 for 73 yards and a touchdown in this second half.
Russell Wilson has only been sacked, what, one time in this game. It's not been because he's had all day back there to throw the football. I mean, he's been able to make some things happen. Fortunately for Seattle.
On first down, they run with Carson. Forward progress up near the 45, a gain of 8.
Well, they've been able to maintain some balance with the ability to run the football with Carson. That has certainly helped them. Some good tough running there on first down.
Carson 19 carries, 85 yards at 4.5 yards a carry. Give it to him again. And he picks up the first down for the Rams defensively against the run. Christian McCaffrey got him for 128 and 2 touchdowns week 1. The Rams held Kamara to 45 yards in week 2. Nick Chubb of the Browns got him for 96. Ronald Jones 70 yards last week for the Bucs. And now you've got Carson knocking on the door of a 100-yard day here in Seattle.
Well, they just brought Aaron Donald back in. He had not been in on this possession. Things will get a little bit tougher.
Wilson takes off and slides with a gain of 8. Signed that big contract extension in March. He is locked up through 2023. And this is where he shines. As we said earlier, 28 game-winning drives in the fourth quarter and overtime since 2012. It includes week 1 against Cincinnati. That's the most in the league. Under 7 to go, 2nd and 2.
That's right.
Carson. Depends on where they put it down. Looked like he was a bit short, but
initially when they came in to spot it, it did look like they were going to initially spot it short, and
they do.
It is.
Seahawks hurry up. They give to Carson, and he gets a first down. They went on an 8+ minute drive to close out the game last week against Arizona. The game was really never in doubt, but the good teams have that ability to take over late in a ball game, hang on to the ball,
right,
drive it down the field, and get what they need.
Yeah, they got a chance. We'll see what they're able to do. Right now, they're not thinking so much about taking the clock all the way down as much as they are coming away with a touchdown. Chris Carson just left the game. Rashad Penny, I would expect a shot here down the field. They've run the ball. It's been tough sledding. See if they can't get something going.
Play action here, and Wilson just gets rid of it. And they're going to throw a flag on Clay Matthews for the hit on Wilson. Matthews is pleading his case. He was doing so before the flag was thrown to the Seattle sideline, saying I hit him with my shoulder and I hit him in his shoulder.
I don't like the call at all. I don't like this call at all.
Well, they're getting together. I wonder if they pick it up.
They were trying to take a shot down the field.
Personal foul, roughing the passer on the defense number 52. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Mike Pereira.
Yeah, it's one of those when you're out of the pocket, you lose certain protections, but still you have protection of the head or neck. But to me, this is shoulder to shoulder, not late. You want to try to protect the quarterback, but I think they could have gone certainly without making this call.
Yeah, like you said, the officials right there watching the whole thing, and yeah, just those calls, and he's trying to explain, hey, it was shoulder, and hey, those calls wins and they lose games, and I don't like that at all.
Takes the ball to the 25. Hand off to Penny. And Penny is forward for 2.
Well, right now we'll see whether or not Seattle's able to take advantage of it. It was first down. They come back. They're looking to take a shot down the field when the penalty comes in, but certainly improved their opportunities with a 15-yard penalty.
Carson comes back in for Seattle. Now you're down to 5 minutes left in the game. And Seattle trails by 5. 2nd and 8.
That's right.
Hand off to Carson. Right up the gut. Sets up 1st and goal. What a night he's had.
He's got Michael Brockers who's in the hole, and this shows you for a guy that has such power running the football, some of his wiggle. You can see Brockers get up the field here, and right there he's able to put his foot in the ground, make him miss, and then he's on to the 2nd level. That's just outstanding work by Chris Carson. This guy's he's impressive.
He's over 100 rush yards for the 2nd straight game and the 8th time in his young career.
Well, Russell Wilson, he is working the clock, trying to take it down.
Carson bottled up this time. Fowler in there to make the stop and a loss of 2. Now we're under 4 minutes to play in the game. Russell Wilson was up to the line trying to get the ball snapped quickly, but the official held it up because the Seahawks had substituted. So the Rams had a chance to answer. Second and goal. Metcalf and Wilson not on the same page. This drive started with 9 minutes, 19 seconds left. And it sits at 3:21, and now one of the biggest downs in the game. 3rd down and goal for Seattle.
Well, it's a big down, and you think if they if they don't score here, but they make it a reasonable distance, would Pete Carroll go for it on 4th down? I think if it's 4th and 10, 4th and goal, I don't think that he makes that decision, especially with this much time, the 2-minute warning, and still two timeouts.
Just got it away. They hand it off to Carson. Gets a block from Lockett. Carson down to the 5. And that'll bring up 4th down and goal. And here is that decision.
Yeah, I think they already made that decision when they ran it there on 3rd down. That they were going to get as much as they could on 3rd down to make this an easier 4th down if they don't score. So 4th and goal here.
From the 5. Wilson steps through, flips, wide open, and caught after a juggle for the touchdown, Carson.
Well, they got to regroup. They got to go for 2, but it's the threat of Russell Wilson running that pulls coverage. Aqib Talib off of Penny. As soon as he breaks and starts to run, Aqib Talib comes off his guy to try to make a play then on Wilson, and then he lays it over his head. And Carson, I'm sorry, Chris Carson, and he almost doesn't haul this one in. That's
off
the threat
his
of the run.
And up into the air and then into his waiting arms for the go-ahead score, and now going for 2. And their first 2-point try. Matthews thinking about that roughing the passer call on this possession. Wilson to his right, stops, throws, incomplete for Metcalf. And defending was Peters. Let's look back on that possession by Seattle and the big call against Clay Matthews for roughing Russell Wilson on that hit.
Well, that was clearly a big penalty. It was first down when that happened, and the Rams still have to make a stop. I mean, you can't blame the touchdown on that call, but Seattle, they continue to execute, and good thing for Chris Carson being able to make that play. This stop here for the Rams anyway is huge. That ball's in pretty good placement there by Russell Wilson to Metcalf. But now, you know, Jared Goff, last week he was in this position on Sunday against Tampa, needed a touchdown. You know, we know what happened with Ndamukong Suh running back a fumble in for the score. But, you know, Jared Goff now has an opportunity with a lot of time on the clock, 2 minutes to play. He can wind this thing down and come away with a big win on the road.
It's the 9th time for Russell Wilson with 4 or more touchdown passes in a game. A drive that took just under 7 minutes. The Rams will have it at their 25, down by 1. More great football on Fox this Sunday. America's Game of the Week. We'll have the Packers visiting the Dallas Cowboys at 4 Eastern, only on Fox.
That'll be another big game. Both teams coming off tough losses last week. Right now, Seattle just needs to figure out a way to make a stop. They have not been able to do that.
This crowd doing all it can to help. Goff backpedaling, finds Kupp. A spin and out of bounds with a first down. In case you're wondering, Greg Zuerlein is career-long 61 yards. That means the 43-yard line of the Seahawks in this case brings him into play. Goff throws, Kupp drops it. Throw was a bit low, off the hands of Kupp. With pressure by KJ Wright on Jared Goff.
Well, you don't see that very often, do you? Cooper Kupp. But Seattle there, they brought the blitz. Rams picked it up pretty good. And so, boy, you see Clay Matthews heading in, but that leaves you vulnerable if they're not able to get home when they bring extra rushes.
Still no Brandon Cooks for LA. Goff. Pass broken up. Woods the target with McDougal right there for Seattle.
Goff had a guy in the middle of the field. This is a really risky throw right here. I think it might have been Higbee. That could have been an easy pick for McDougal if Woods does not get his hand back there. You're going to see Higbee, 89, work the middle, and Goff kind of looked at him initially. I thought he saw him, and that's where he was going to go with the football.
3rd down and 10. Goff throws, pass incomplete for Everett. Good throw by Goff, and Everett couldn't haul it in. Now it's 4th down.
Well, it's a great throw, and now you ask yourself, if you're McVay, are you going for it, or he's going for it? You've got the 2-minute warning with 2:08, but 2 timeouts left as well.
Now the Seahawks were outside of 2 minutes. Look at Thompson. Hand under it, hand under it. And then he secures it. And the Seahawks are going to challenge. And this could, in essence, end the night. The crowd saw it on the replay board, and now you see it. What an effort by Tedrick Thompson.
That's such a great job by him, keeping it alive. It sure looks to me like that ball's intercepted.
Seattle is challenging the ruling on the field.
So the challenge, and it looks like they'll win it. On the first pick of the year by Tedrick Thompson, and there's how good that throw was from Goff, and Everett reacting to him not catching it before the interception is even secured.
Well, Gerald Everett, you can't believe it. That was a really well thrown ball, put right where it needed to be. Tedrick Thompson, he had a tough outing week 1 and then missed the next couple of games after an injury. Came back last week. That could be his biggest play of the year if he wins that challenge.
He missed 2 games with a hamstring injury. Came back last week. And just made the early season defensive play for Seattle on that. What an effort to stretch, get his right hand under it, and then secure it. And that picture says it all. That did not hit the turf. Mike Pereira, you agree?
I don't think there's any question, Joe. It does not get to the ground. The bobble, the hands underneath. If it doesn't touch the ground, it's a clear interception.
Well, there's 2:08 left. You'll get a stop at the 2-minute warning. The Rams have 2 timeouts. But it sure looks like the Seahawks are going to take over.
Hey, Joe, you know they're going to take over when the umpire already spotted the ball at the 48-yard line. So that's a pretty good idea that they're going to reverse this. 49-yard line, actually.
Thompson was watching those pictures on the scoreboard, then broke into his celebration. What a play. Here's the call.
After reviewing the play, the defender had his hands underneath the ball and maintained possession. It is an interception. Seattle will not be charged with the timeout. It will be 1st and 10 at Seattle's 49-yard line.
Cup missed one that was a little low along the sideline. Then Everett missed one on that throw that was perfectly placed by Goff. It went off his hands, and then the interception. So now with a stop coming at the 2-minute warning at some point, and 2 timeouts for the Rams. Seahawks need a first down to ice this game, and Carson just keeps on plowing ahead. Gets 3. And that will take us to the 2-minute warning. What a play by Tedrick Thompson. Seattle out in front by 1 with the ball and 2 minutes left. Off the hands of Gerald Everett. Somehow onto the right hand of Tedrick Thompson, the left hand up into the air, and then the pick. And the reaction by Jared Goff, and now for Goff's teammates, defensive ones, they need to get a stop. A first down ices this ball game, but they can get the ball back if they get a stop.
Yeah, if they make a stop, they can get the ball back with about 1 minute and 40 seconds left. They've got to make a stop.
Carson, so impressive all night long. Morgan Fox with the tackle, and now the play of the game after a gain of 5. It'll be 3rd down and 2. And a first down would end the night. Coming up next, the late local news on Fox and the Mercedes-Benz postgame show on NFL Network. So what does Brian Schottenheimer and Russell Wilson?
Yeah, you know, it's interesting because, you know, generally I'd say you'd get Russell Wilson out on the edge and let him kind of do his thing. But that second down run was so impressive by Chris Carson and the way that he's moving people. Of course, they bring in the 6th offensive lineman, George Fant, which they do a lot. He was in there on that previous play as well. But this is, let's see what they decide to do. They're in the shotgun here.
Wilson flips. Lockett wrapped up on the Seattle side of midfield. And instead of just pounding it straight ahead, Wilson keeps, then flips. Timeout taken, and now the Rams have a chance.
Yeah, that was pretty dangerous, but this is really an excellent job right there by Corey Littleton, one-on-one with Russell Wilson, and not letting him get the first down. Risky by Russell pitching it back, but credit to the Los Angeles Rams being able to make a stop there to give the offense another opportunity.
Well, it certainly looked like when the Rams had it. And you could see the Seattle sideline looking for a face mask call. Marcus Peters got his hand up. Mike, do you see a face mask there?
Well, I see the hand up in the face. Remember, that's the old classic 5-yarder to me. He doesn't twist it, turn it, pull it. So to me, it's not a foul.
Dixon nose of the football down, just gets it away. And the return by Natson. Pursued and wrapped up inside the 10 by Travis Homer. A rookie tailback out of Miami.
That's a great job by Natson, you know, making the first guy miss, trying to get a return off, but just excellent pursuit by this Seattle unit, not letting him go anywhere.
Well, opportunity for the Rams they probably didn't think they were going to get. After the interception by Thompson, they start at their 7 with no timeouts.
Well, they need about 50 yards in order to give Zuerlein a chance at what is his career long.
Four-man rush. Pass is to Everett, who had that miss a moment ago. And he wrapped up with a gain of 9 by Bobby Wagner. Crowd trying to stay in it and stay loud. 2nd and 1. Goff. Pass is nearly picked. Incomplete for Gerald Everett.
Really lucky on that one. The safeties in coverage, there was a little confusion on the back end as far as, what the call was. They went to a 2 deep, and Shaquille Griffin, he comes off of that, and he had a great opportunity of making a play.
Goff 2 for 9 on 3rd down. It's 3rd down and 1. Pass is caught by Woods, and he's out of bounds. So Woods makes the catch, scoots out of bounds at the 27, a 10-yard gain. It's 1st down with still over a minute left, no timeouts.
It's a really well-designed play there, and Seattle, of course, just trying to keep everything underneath.
This is underneath, but Kupp gets about 10.
That's right. Yeah, and still over a minute to play.
So marked him out just short of the 1st down. So 2nd and 1.
Yeah, they're trying to play 2 deep safeties, allow them to play a little bit tighter underneath, but the Rams have been able to get some easy yards.
And now a false start. There won't be a 10-second runoff. The clock was stopped.
False start. Offense. Number 79. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
That's the 3rd false start this year for Havenstein, and the 1st false start of the night for the Rams in this loud Seattle home. Blitz off the edge. Rams pick it up, and Kupp is out of bounds with a 1st down.
Yeah, Seattle, they decide to bring the pressure. Gurley comes over and picks this up off the edge. A really good job on his part.
From the 42 on 1st down, Goff throws, pass caught. Everett. The ball comes out, and they're going to say Everett was down at the 30. And the Rams are already in field goal range. Here's the play. Touched, goes down, hits. They should maintain possession.
Gerald Everett, he's had some suspect plays, but I think that was a good call by the officials.
On 1st down. Incomplete. 24 seconds left.
Right now, Goff needs those outside breaking routes like that when it's tight coverage. We've seen opportunities for Seattle to make plays. They're in well within Zuerlein's range. He's got to be really smart with the football. Cannot take a sack. Certainly not put the ball in harm's way.
It would be a 48-yard try from this spot. Pass is broken up. That's Taylor. He's been busy. Jamar Taylor, as he got in front of Cooper Kupp. Brings up 3rd down.
Yeah, there's good. I mean, these are close, contested balls. I mean, right now, I'm not so sure you don't just come back and give it to Gurley and let him see what he can do, and then trust Zuerlein to come through in the clutch for you. But throwing those passes, the risk that's involved, whether it's a sack or an interception, just isn't worth it.
But they're out of timeouts. They'd have to hurry their field goal unit on. This is 3rd down and 10. Play clock at 1. And that's going to cost them 5 yards.
Delay a game on the offense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
And that just became a 53-yard field goal because of that. Again, this is 3rd down.
It's 3rd down, you're right. And there's 20 seconds, you should be able to get your team out there. And they're ready to go, but depending on how much time is run, I mean,
Goff throws, passes, caught. Everett out of bounds. He gets that yardage back plus some to the 26. And now the field goal unit will come on 4th down. A gain of 9. And Gerald Everett putting a career high day together. 136 receiving yards. There's the unit. McQuaid, Hecker, Zerline from 44. Zerline missed it.
Good snap, good hold. He just pushes it right ever so closely and just misses it.
And the miss on a 44-yard try for Zerline, who's had 8 career game-winning kicks, including the 57-yard field goal at New Orleans that sent the Rams to Super Bowl 53. Misses wide right, and the Seahawks are 4-1. What a game. 30-29. And we'll come back and try and wrap up what we've seen here tonight. We've seen a lot. Rams had won the previous 3 meetings. Seahawks win this one by 1. What a start to week 5.